The year 1979 witnessed a seismic shift in the global landscape with the eruption of the Iranian Revolution. This momentous event, marked by widespread popular uprisings, led to the downfall of the monarchy and the establishment of the Islamic Republic of Iran. The revolution's impact transcended Iran's borders, sending shockwaves throughout the world and ushering in an era of heightened tensions in the Middle East. Decades later, the legacy of the Iranian Revolution continues to shape the political discourse and foreign policies of nations worldwide. The revolution's resonance stemmed from its unique character. It was neither a purely communist nor a purely nationalist upheaval. Instead, it drew inspiration from a potent blend of religious fervor and social discontent, uniting a diverse coalition of students, intellectuals, and the clergy under the banner of Islam. The revolution's success in toppling a seemingly unshakable monarchy backed by the West served as an inspiration to various movements across the globe. The Iranian Revolution's influence wasn't confined to the political realm. It had profound cultural and social ramifications. The establishment of a theocracy challenged the prevailing notion of secularism as the only viable path for modern nation-states. The revolution's emphasis on Islamic values and principles reverberated across the Muslim world, sparking debates on governance, identity, and the role of religion in public life. More than 4 decades later, the Iranian Revolution remains a subject of intense study and debate. Its causes, consequences, and legacy continue to fascinate scholars, policymakers, and ordinary citizens alike. Understanding this pivotal event is crucial for comprehending the complexities of the Middle East and the dynamics of the modern world.
The Iranian Revolution was not a spontaneous eruption. It was the culmination of deep-seated grievances and simmering discontent that had been brewing for decades under the reign of Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi. A confluence of factors, both internal and external, contributed to the revolutionary climate that engulfed Iran in the late 1970s.
One of the most significant factors was the Shah's authoritarian rule. Though he had initiated a series of modernization programs known as the White Revolution, these reforms were often implemented with a heavy hand, alienating many segments of Iranian society. The Shah's repressive policies, enforced by the dreaded Savak secret police, stifled dissent and created a climate of fear. Political opponents were imprisoned, tortured, or forced into exile. The Shah's pursuit of rapid modernization and his close ties with the West, particularly the United States, also fueled resentment. While the Shah's policies did lead to some economic growth, the benefits were unevenly distributed, widening the gap between the rich and the poor. The influx of Western culture, seen as a threat to traditional Iranian values, further alienated conservative segments of society. The Iranian clergy, a powerful force in society with a long history of opposition to foreign influence, played a pivotal role in mobilizing opposition to the Shah. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, a charismatic religious leader living in exile, emerged as the figurehead of the revolution. Khomeini's message, disseminated through smuggled cassette tapes, resonated with the masses. He condemned the Shah's corruption, his subservience to the West, and his suppression of Islam. By the late 1970s, Iran was a powder keg waiting to explode. A combination of economic woes, social inequalities, political repression, and religious fervor created fertile ground for revolution. When the first sparks of protest erupted in 1978, they quickly spread like wildfire, engulfing the entire nation. The Shah's attempts to quell the unrest, initially through force and later through concessions, proved futile. The revolution had gained an unstoppable momentum. On February 11, 1979, the monarchy was overthrown, and Ayatollah Khomeini returned from exile to a hero's welcome. The Iranian Revolution, a watershed moment in modern history, had triumphed. The Iranian Revolution's triumph ushered in a period of profound transformation for Iran, reshaping its political, social, and cultural landscape. The revolution's reverberations extended far beyond Iran's borders, impacting regional dynamics and influencing global politics. The most immediate effect of the revolution was the establishment of the Islamic Republic of Iran, a theocracy founded on the principles of Islamic law, or Sharia. Ayatollah Khomeini, the revolution's spiritual leader, became the country's supreme leader, wielding ultimate authority over all matters of state and religion. The revolution led to a dramatic shift in Iran's foreign policy. The new Islamic Republic, fiercely independent and anti-imperialist, severed ties with the United States, which it dubbed the Great Satan, and its allies. The US embassy takeover in Tehran, where American diplomats were held hostage for 444 days, became a symbol of the revolution's defiance of the West. The revolution also had a profound impact on Iranian society. The Islamic Republic implemented strict social and cultural reforms based on a conservative interpretation of Islam. Women were mandated to wear the hijab, alcohol was banned, and Western cultural influences were suppressed. The government also prioritized social justice, expanding access to education and healthcare for the poor. On the international stage, the Iranian Revolution emboldened Islamist movements across the Middle East and beyond. The revolution's success in challenging Western hegemony resonated with many Muslims who felt marginalized or oppressed. The creation of the Islamic Republic also heightened tensions with Iran's regional rivals, particularly Iraq, which feared the spread of Islamic revolution. The Iranian Revolution also had a significant impact on the global oil market. The revolution and the subsequent Iran-Iraq war disrupted oil supplies, leading to price spikes and economic instability. The revolution's aftermath underlined the strategic importance of the Persian Gulf and its oil reserves to the global economy. Following the triumph of the revolution, the need for a new political order to replace the deposed monarchy became paramount. The task fell upon the shoulders of the revolutionaries to draft a constitution that would enshrine the principles of the Islamic Republic and chart the course for the newly established state.
This endeavor led to the creation of the Iranian Constitution of 1979, a document that reflects the aspirations and contradictions of a revolution still grappling with its identity. The Constitution, ratified by a national referendum in December 1979, established a unique hybrid system blending theocratic and democratic elements.
At its heart lay the principle of velayat-e-faqih, guardianship of the jurist, a concept propounded by Ayatollah Khomeini, which posits that religious scholars should hold ultimate authority in an Islamic state. Under this system, the supreme leader, a cleric chosen for his piety and religious knowledge, stands as the ultimate authority in the land, overseeing the political, judicial, and military branches of government.
The Constitution, however, also provides for elected institutions such as the presidency and the parliament, Majlis, although their powers are ultimately subordinate to the supreme leader. The Iranian constitution has undergone several revisions since its inception, most notably in 1989, following the death of Ayatollah Khomeini.
These amendments sought to address some of the ambiguities and power struggles that had emerged in the early years of the Islamic Republic. Despite these revisions, the Constitution's fundamental character, rooted in the principles of Islamic governance and the supremacy of religious authority, has remained unchanged.
The Iranian constitution, a product of its time, reflects the revolutionary fervor and the desire to create an Islamic state guided by religious principles. It attempts to reconcile the seemingly contradictory notions of divine authority and popular sovereignty, creating a system that remains a subject of debate and scrutiny both within Iran and beyond.
Composed of 6 jurists appointed by the supreme leader and 6 lawyers nominated by the judiciary and approved by the Majlis, the Guardian Council reviews all legislation passed by the Majlis to ensure its compatibility with Islamic law and the Constitution. It can veto any legislation it deems incompatible, acting as a check on the Parliament's power. The Majlis plays a role in approving the budget, ratifying international treaties, and questioning government ministers. However, its legislative powers are constrained by the Guardian Council. The Guardian Council, a powerful 12-member body, acts as the guardian of the constitution and Islamic principles. The Islamic Consultative Assembly, Majlis, Iran's unicameral parliament, is responsible for enacting and amending legislation. Elected every 4 years through nationwide elections, the Majlis has 290 members representing different constituencies. The supreme leader holds a wide range of powers, including commanding the armed forces, appointing key judicial and military officials, and setting the general direction of domestic and foreign policy. The President of Iran, the highest elected official, serves as the head of the executive branch. The Iranian political system, as enshrined in the 1979 constitution, is a complex web of institutions and power structures designed to uphold the principles of Islamic governance and ensure the supremacy of religious authority. Navigating this intricate system requires an understanding of the roles and responsibilities of its key players.
At the zenith of Iran's multifaceted political structure resides the supreme leader, a position imbued with unparalleled authority and influence. The concept of the supreme leader, or Rahbar in Persian, is rooted in the principle of velayat-e-faqih, guardianship of the jurist, a cornerstone of the Islamic Republic's ideological foundation. This doctrine, developed by Ayatollah Khomeini, posits that religious scholars, by virtue of their knowledge and piety, are best suited to guide and govern an Islamic state. The supreme leader, chosen by the Assembly of Experts, an elected body of senior clerics, is not merely a spiritual figurehead. He is the ultimate decision-maker in all matters of state and religion. His authority extends across the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government, making him the paramount leader of the Islamic Republic. The supreme leader's purview encompasses a vast array of powers and responsibilities. He commands the armed forces, overseeing the military and setting defense policy. He appoints key officials in the judiciary, including the head of the judiciary and the members of the Guardian Council, a powerful body that vets legislation and candidates for elected office. He also guides foreign policy, setting the tone and direction of Iran's interactions with the outside world. Beyond these formal powers, the supreme leader wields immense influence through his pronouncements, sermons, and pronouncements, which shape public discourse and influence decision-making at all levels of government. His pronouncements on social, cultural, and religious matters carry significant weight, shaping the moral and ethical compass of the Islamic Republic. The supreme leader's authority is not absolute, however. He is expected to consult with experts and advisors on matters of policy, and his decisions are subject to scrutiny and debate within the higher echelons of the Iranian political system. Nevertheless, the supreme leader remains the final arbiter of power in Iran, a position that embodies the unique fusion of religious and political authority that defines the Islamic Republic.